How's it going? This is another Lost Ark video. In this video, I'll be reviewing the leveling process. So, the first focus I have is player power. So when you first start the game, you have a roster with quite a few abilities. It's not very high at the very start, but it's still enough to get you through it, I would say. From the jump to, they're pretty hard hitting. You don't really have enemies giving you a challenge until, I would say, level 25. Even at that point too, it's a minimum challenge, not very much. And during this time too, gear is granted to you very rapidly. You're never really sitting around the same gear for hours on end. You're getting new items every few minutes, so you're constantly looking different, constantly getting stronger, and changing overall. And this leaves you never feeling incredibly weak at all. Probably the most important part of player power, though, is abilities. And there are quite a few of them too. And I would say for the most part, most of the abilities stand out from each other enough to make a difference. And even on the ones that are pretty similar to each other, they become more defined when you upgrade them. So to describe the upgrading process, you have skill points every level. You can put them into individual abilities. The stronger the ability gets, the more you can do with it. And each point makes the ability stronger. And at certain intervals too, you get different modifiers. At level 4, 7, and 10. 3 different modifiers. And from what I've seen, they're pretty good. So the next focus I have is questing. So there's not too much crazy things to say here, it's just what you expect. You're killing enemies in the open world, meeting new people, doing side quests, some fetch quests here and there, unlocking teleporters, nothing too crazy. One of the more fun things to do when you're leveling is the dungeons that come up, and these happen in the storyline as well. So inside these dungeons you have a normal mode and a hard mode. I suggest doing hard mode because I find that more fun, the mechanics are stronger, it's just better overall, I would say. Inside these dungeons too, you have a lot of cool story moments, such as finding the Demon in Mayhem, using mechs, lots of cool stuff, I would say. And the rewards are pretty good and generous, I would say, inside the dungeons too, so you'll be getting something out of them, I would say. However, there's also other cool story moments too, such as finding the arcs, doing scenario quests, which is basically a small dungeon which has you fighting a couple bosses here and there, a bunch of enemies. Nothing too insane, just like small pieces of fun here and there. My favorite one is the Castle Siege. I like that one a lot. There's 2 cool bosses in there, and it has a nice pacing to it. Just to give you an idea, I'll show you a small piece of the story without context.
Demonic power. You sold your soul.
Sold? No, Thyrane. I took this power. Humans, demons, I'll rule them all.
The final thing I want to focus on are the mechanics. And this one's a tad more general than everything else, just what surrounds the entire game. So, the way the game introduces you to mechanics is probably the best I've seen in the MMO genre overall. You have a system known as Guide Quest, and these introduce you to pretty much everything from trade skills like mining ore, forging, logging, all the way to having you do gem faceting, showing you your stronghold, and the more important things for endgame such as guardian raids, chaos dungeons, stuff like that. The game doesn't hold your hand, but it does a good job of leading you to where you need to go next. Another cool thing is the main quest expands at a certain point, so it encourages you to explore, so that's a very good mechanic, I would say. And now, finally, to conclude this video, overall, I would give it an 8 out of 10. There are some slow points where you're kind of dragging your feet a little bit, but overall, the pacing is great, the story's great, the combat's very fun and fluid, and you're really getting shown all the great things about this game. And that's about it. If this video helped you at all, leave a like, sub for more comment sessions. Thanks. If you're watching my other videos too, I have guides, showcases, stuff like that. See ya.